Since the start of the war, we were spreading awareness and warning Muslims that this isn't the time to dig past mistakes. This is not an ordinary war, and this is the time to unite against the common enemy. But only a few literally took heed to it. But now all the warnings and advice that we gave earlier are falling into perfect place, as even US officials are showing their true colors out in public. Recently, Pete Hegseth encouraged Arab nations to take military action against Iran.
But it's not just us. So ultimately, I think other countries should pay attention when the president speaks. He's proven that when he speaks, he means something. And he's pointing out, you might want to start learning how to fight for yourself. It's something some of us have been saying for quite some time. You can't just have flags, you have to have formations. You can't just have a few ships, you have enough to affect change. Those things matter in a dangerous world with ascendant adversaries.
But the real question is why now? Wasn't the US capable enough alone to deal with Iran? Why is Pete enticing the neighboring Arab nations to finish the work they didn't start? Because when we look closely at the situation, the United States today is not in a position of strength, but of pressure. Inside the country, tens of thousands of people have taken to the streets. Protests are rising, voices are getting louder, and many Americans are openly questioning, why is the US fighting a war that does not benefit its own people? It's now crystal clear to everyone that this war was solely fought on the orders of Israel. And outside its borders, the situation is becoming even more difficult. The Strait of Hormuz remains a critical point of tension. Global trade is under threat, and despite all efforts, the US is struggling to gain a decisive advantage. In fact, the global perception is slowly shifting. Now the world can clearly see that the US is not a defender of democracy, but a thug that was forever acting against democracy. Moreover, reports and claims of heavy losses, advanced military assets being targeted, and even discussions around damage to highly expensive aircraft like the F-35 have raised serious concerns. Billions of dollars, state-of-the-art technology, and most importantly, American soldiers are losing their lives in a war that does not serve their nation. So now what will the US do? They will shift to their next strategy, the strategy of divide and rule. Now the narrative being pushed is clear. Turn this into a regional war. By creating divisions, fueling differences, and turning brothers against each other. Many Muslims are still hesitant to support Iran because of sectarian differences. They repeat the same nonsense again and again. They are Shias, and they are not Muslims. As if those leading the war against them are somehow allies of Islam. As if the United States and Israel care about whether someone is Sunni or Shia. Because the reality is simple: when airstrikes happen, they do not ask for sect one belongs to. Pete Hegseth, too, has made it clear that he doesn't care about Sunni or Shia. The enemy of the US is Islam. And Allah already warned us about this. And hold firmly to the rope of Allah altogether, and do not become divided. Division is not just a weakness, it is a doorway through which enemies enter. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, also gave a powerful warning. Do not turn against one another as disbelievers, striking the necks of one another. Yet today, the ummah stands at a crossroads. On one side, there is unity, even if it requires putting aside differences. On the other side, there is division, which history has proven always leads to destruction. Because when Muslims fight among themselves, others do not need to defeat them. They simply watch and benefit. So the question is not political anymore, but that which needs only common sense to answer. Are Muslims going to recognize the pattern or repeat it once again? Will the Muslims unite against the common enemy, or let enemies win as Muslims will be busy fighting amongst themselves? Because this moment demands clarity, it demands courage, and above all it demands unity. Because if differences are not set aside today, then tomorrow those very differences will be used as weapons against the ummah itself. And when that happens, the damage will not be limited to one country or one group, it will spread. And if this division leads to the loss of Islam, as it surely will, then on the hereafter, everyone who was concerned more about sectarian difference than the benefit of ummah will be held accountable. Remember, the ummah would not have been facing such a crisis as it is now if it would have been united years ago. Time has again come where we can prove whether Pete Hegseth will let us all be fooled into fighting each other or unite as one ummah and stand firm against the aggressors. May Allah unite the Muslim ummah. Aamin.